Hello and welcome to our Wellness Wednesday Health Show. I'm your host, Dr. Kala Hewlett from the Back Pain and Sciatica Center of Texas, where we offer regenerative pain solutions for back pain, joint pain, and neuropathy. And today I'm super excited to be outdoors and on site with Mai and Krysta from Henry's Home, a horse and human sanctuary. Welcome, y'all.
Thank you. Glad you're here.
Well, thanks for letting us come out today. Now, what is Henry's Home?
Henry's Home is a horse and human sanctuary, and we serve veterans and first responders and their immediate family members. We welcome all volunteers. We teach people about just working out on a ranch like this, handling horses, riding horses in some cases.
Now, when you say you help veterans, what do you mean by helping veterans and their families and first responders, for those of our audience watching today?
Right. Well, we offer a place out here that you can come and be outdoors, spend time in nature with the horses. We also have goats and pigs, and it's a place where you can just come, and we're like a family out here. We welcome the veterans and first responders to come. It's a great place to relieve stress. Some of the guys like to come out and work in the workshop and get on the tractor and
Okay. So really just a sanctuary for the first responders and veterans who, first responders and veterans, first responders and veterans and their families to be able to come out, because a high stress environment a lot of these first responders and veterans are in, and their families under stress. And in the world of, if people have been indoors a lot, or computer screens and TVs, it's just, there's something about being out with Mother Nature, and especially with animals and horses like you have here that helps to reconnect. Is that part of the vision here, is helping them reconnect? And
just reconnect. Also, providing referrals to other veteran organizations that we work together with. We also offer, we say that we definitely do not offer therapy, okay, but we do offer equine assisted activities, which are team buildings and things that have you interact with the horse and work on, say, your self-confidence or boundaries. We have a couple of different veterans groups that come out and meet around a bonfire in the evenings, and support groups and things like that.
I think that's so important. Stress is something that we don't talk a lot about. We know in healthcare it's a contributing factor for heart disease, cancer, and all these other diseases. But as far as what do we do with stress, how do we treat it? There's a lot that we just don't talk about and is unknown. And I think coming out to places like this, I'm a Boy Scout myself, so I grew up in the outdoors and enjoy being in places like this. So I think the best stress reliever is Mother Nature and just being out with places like this and with animals. So I think it's really cool.
Physical activity.
Yes, physical activity.
For me, I like to move. I got to keep moving. And so they come out and they're like, "What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "Move dirt. If that's what you need to do. I'll show you how to drive the tractor, and we'll just move dirt around until we fill holes or whatever needs to be done." So.
Now, we were talking before the camera got rolling, and you have quite an impressive facility here. How many acres total is it?
It's about 21 acres.
Okay, 21 acres. And how many volunteers do you have here?
We have over 150 volunteers that are active. We probably have a group of about, how many would you say that are on a regular basis?
Weekly?
Yeah.
Oh, over a dozen at least.
Yeah.
They come out multiple times in the week. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're the core group. Feed and take care of the horses. And
So it takes a lot. If any of you've ever owned a horse, you know how much energy and effort it takes just for one horse. And how many horses do you have here?
We have 30 equine.
30.
30 equine. 6 of those are minis.
5.
Okay, 5 of those are minis. I should know that, right?
Well, we lost one.
Yeah.
So.
And then you also, where do a lot of the horses come from?
So, rescue type situations. Henry, our namesake, who's here on the property, he was Houston's SPCA, one of the most starved horses that they had ever seen. In fact, when he came in, he couldn't even stand up. So they hoisted him up and kept him up, and were able to bring him back to life. And that's when Donna met him at the SPCA and decided. Actually, she was not interested in adopting him, but when she walked around to visit all the horses, he would not leave her alone, and followed her. And she said, "Okay, Henry, I guess you're the one."
We're meant to be.
Yeah.
And so that's how it all started. And,
How long ago was that?
oh gosh, that was probably at least 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 7 years you've been going here helping people, and so a lot of the horses are rescued then.
Most all of them are rescued. Some are people that
Have surrendered, you know,
yeah.
like had life changes, you know, with a divorce or a death, and they just couldn't, you know, continue to take care of the horse. So before they got into a situation where, you know, it was dire, then we take them in. Charlie is one of those.
So that's why you call it both a human and a horse sanctuary, because you're a safe haven for the horses, right? Those that,
Yeah.
Right.
And then for some of the veterans and their families and first responders, a place for them as well. Now, you guys used to be over, is it where Camp Strake was?
Yes, sir.
And then, as we know, there's a huge development going on.
Right.
So y'all had to move homes then.
We did.
And then, what about that transition from over there to this property? Was it fairly easy, or was there a lot of?
Talk about that.
Woo! That was something else. Some of our friends from the Montgomery County Mounted Posse helped us. They got together, their crew, and we loaded up the trailers. We did have some issues with the couple that didn't want to go on the trailer, but I think once they realized their friends were leaving, they were like, okay,
They all
time to
came.
get on board. Yeah, but that was interesting. It was wonderful though. I think when they all ran in a herd around the property and around that pond, it was like watching them in the wild run. And there wasn't a dry eye in the field. We were all like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
And like they felt like this was their home.
Yeah,
They knew it.
and they were very excited, you know, to be able to run like that, because on 5 acres, the way the track system was set up, there was no way for them to get that kind of speed.
That is
and
all
all in
totally
one big group, you know. So
Now, you talked about kind of natural being outdoors, and you know, in healthcare, our practice we specializes in helping people without medication, without surgery, more natural, holistic measures. And you do something similar here with the animals, don't you?
We
So
definitely.
yeah, share with us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, we try to do things as naturally as possible out here. We set up something called a paddock paradise, which will allow the horses to move more naturally throughout the property, and place hay and water in certain areas to keep them continually moving as their digestive system needs to be done, and having that hay 24/7 available. We've also started using some CBD with the horses. That's been introduced to us, and we have had some really good luck with it. Horses have had some arthritis and back pain, and then also we do have a couple that have some anxiety issues due to some of the abuse that they've been through, and so that has eased their anxiety some, like talking about going into the horse trailer and things like that when you have to do some things in training. So
And did I hear right that you have a horse chiropractor coming to work one of the horses as well later
we do.
today?
well, is she coming today?
I don't know if she's coming today, but she will be out here.
Sometime this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually quarterly. Sometimes if somebody's hurting a little bit more, we'll have them out and do every couple of weeks.
So you rescue the horses, you help nourish them in a natural, loving manner, and then you allow veterans and first responders or people to come out and be in this beautiful sanctuary to rejuvenate and reconnect. Now, what do you charge families to come out here? The first responders. Is there like a membership fee they pay every month?
There is no membership fee. We at this time don't charge anything
Okay.
to our veterans or first responders or immediate family members.
Very cool. So any of our veterans, first responders, and families, they can just connect with you and come out, and no charge. It's just something that you're doing to give back to the community and help them.
Absolutely.
Now, for many years, I was on the board of the local YMCA, and the YMCA, as some of you may know, is a nonprofit. And here in the Montgomery County and Conroe area, it did a lot of good and still does a lot of good. But every year we had to raise funds because it's a nonprofit and it takes a lot of money, I know, to run. We had a horse center there as well. How does all this get funded?
The grace of God, I
Okay.
would say absolutely, word of mouth. That's kind of where we are right now. We don't have any paid staff here, so we don't have anyone on staff that is designated to raise funds for us. So we depend on all of our volunteers to reach out, and we are very blessed to have several corporations that are involved that bring volunteers out to work on various activities or the fencing or whatever needs to be done.
So you get some good man hours and be able to help
Absolutely.
build and repair things.
Yes.
So if someone's watching this, I guess it's kind of three categories of people. If someone has a horse that they know needs to be rescued, or perhaps they're in a position where they can't take care of it anymore, they can reach out to you. Is
They
that right?
could reach out to us. That doesn't necessarily mean that we can take them. We are full currently.
Okay.
However, we do refer, we do, stay in contact with other rescues and people in the community, and we do our best to help place those horses.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
And I guess second would be those of our veterans and first responders and their families who just want a place to reconnect out here, especially this time of year. It's so beautiful. They can contact you and can come out, and I think you mentioned some people do bonfires and
Yes.
horse riding and just a variety of activities. Okay. And then the third group is anybody who is looking to help support a great organization, whether it be man hours or financially, they can contact you as well.
Absolutely.
What is the best way to contact y'all?
What do you think is the best way to contact?
Donna, I guess Donna.
The phone number or website or Facebook page?
Facebook
Yeah.
page?
Or email.
Yeah.
What's the
Any of
Facebook
the
page?
above.
Yeah.
And we'll put a link
Okay, that'd be
on the
great.
bottom. But what's the
Okay.
Facebook page if someone's driving listening to this
It
right
would
now?
be Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary.
Okay, Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary. And we're located here in Conroe and off Kidd Road and what's the other side road over here?
Stidham.
Stidham Road. It's kind of tucked back here, but really beautiful. And I love it because it's far enough from the freeway that you don't hear the cars going by. I think any major road, but from like downtown Conroe, maybe 15 minutes. So close enough and far enough all at the same time. Very cool. Well, anything else you'd like to share with our audience listening today?
Come on out, I'll put you to work. You need a purpose or a project, bring it.
Now, let me ask you this, because we do have a handful of homeschool families that we take care of. For those that have children or maybe even teenage kids, is there service opportunity for them to come help out if they wanted to build things that you could put them to work on?
Well, what Donna says is we accept the children on a case-by-case basis. I mean, it depends on how well-mannered they are, their age. Obviously, if they're under a certain age, they have to be supervised by their parents.
No, for putting them to work for projects.
Yeah, for projects, yeah. Same, if they're, obviously, if they're too little.
Yeah, if they're
it can't
too
be
little,
Too
but-
much. But, like teenagers and stuff, we do have some teenagers that come out and volunteer and help us out. They can show responsibility and not run wild, because it is a sanctuary.
Yes.
So we don't want it to be crazy and a bunch of screaming going on.
Okay.
But yeah, we do appreciate all those that want to come out and learn some hard work and how to care for horses.
And
Okay.
we've had several Eagle Scouts come out and do
Right?
projects
Yeah,
with
they've
us
done
in
some
the
building.
past.
They built those awnings there for us. And
Okay, I will let you know. My son is actually at a scout troop, and I think this year we've had several Eagle projects that have went on. There's still several that are looking for projects, so I will definitely help connect y'all with the Scoutmaster there. And
That would
yeah,
be
that'd be
great.
great.
very cool. Well, again, thank you for allowing us to come out on this beautiful fall day. We're going to put links to the website. We'll put phone numbers, Facebook page. That way you guys can easily click and connect. And y'all are doing some wonderful work here, and we wish you guys the
Thanks.
best.
Yeah,
Thank you so
you.
much.
All right, thanks y'all. Have a good one.